Hi guys, welcome to the Starry Night Insight channel. Today we're going to be meditating, and today's focus is getting into the energy to start manifesting and building your goals for 2026. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, I want you to breathe in for a count of 3. And breathe out for a count of 3. Breathe in for a count of 3. And then breathe out for a count of 3. And then on the next one, we're going to go ahead and start meditating. So go ahead and breathe in for a count of 3. And then breathe out. And as you're breathing out, I want you to go ahead and just start noticing how you feel in your body. Notice where you feel peace and ease and comfort, and where you feel tightness and tension and discomfort. And just notice that. And as you start noticing that and start breathing into those spaces, notice that when you breathe into those places within your body, the tension starts to break down with each breath. Breathe into it, breathe out. Breathe into it, breathe out. And as you're doing this, I want you to notice that your higher self is coming towards you. You recognize your higher self, and you ask your higher self, how do I manifest for 2026? Your higher self comes forward towards you and says, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to start to feel a flow of energy where you want to build. You feel excited. You feel it's possible. And you feel ready. And when you feel those instances, I want you to walk forward with that. So you start to notice that. You start to think of the things that you've been excited about that you want to do. And you do notice that every time you think about them, as those thoughts come in here now, you feel an urge, an urgency, an excitement to do something to move towards it. And your higher self tells you that's the energy that you want to be in for this. That's the thought process, and that's the place that you want to stay in. But you're also going to notice some blocks and some old patterns come up too. And your higher self shows you those patterns and thoughts. And those patterns and thoughts start to come up, and you see fear and insecurity around, will this work out? What if it doesn't? Those questions start to come forward, and you notice how those interact with pain in the body that you were feeling and breathing out before. And your higher self wants to talk to you about that. Your higher self has a say. These are not facts. These are areas of yourself where you don't trust your own abilities. You don't trust your power. You don't trust what you're capable of. And that you were even told at some points in life that when you move in your power, that you don't know how to do it with grace, and you mistreat others or impact others negatively or have negative consequences. And that's what created the fears and insecurities around moving in your power. And your higher self wants to remind you that none of these things are true. That you are always capable, able, and meant to move in your power by acting on excitement, by acting on love, by acting on the urgency to want to carry an idea that you have that's creative forward and to chase those dreams. And as your higher self is telling you this, you see those fears that have been bubbling up pop like balloons. You see a fear, you see specific fears come up where you have been told in the past that you are not good enough, not capable, or you misuse your power. And you recognize that the past is no longer in the present. And every time you see this bubble up like a dark gray or black balloon, you recognize that and go, no, I don't choose this belief right now. And every time you see it, see yourself talking to this balloon of fear and insecurity and saying, I don't trust or I don't believe this anymore. This is not a belief I'm holding on to. I choose not to believe this about myself. And the balloon pops. And your higher self is really proud of you because you're showing yourself that you are stronger than your own fears. Then your higher self wants you next to address anger and frustration, and resentment. So you're seeing balloons that come up that are dark red, and there's anger, there's frustration, and mixed in that, there's envy, jealousy, feeling stuck, and resentment. And your higher self is having these balloons come up and showing them to you and saying, you can choose to find peace right now and decide to let this fight go and decide that this fight is not worth it and feeling this way isn't worth it. So you see them coming up one by one and you make these choices that it's not worth it. And every time you make that choice, the balloons pop, one after the other, after the other. And at this time, any remaining fears and insecurities and any remaining anger and frustration and resentment balloons are coming up, and you're choosing to feel peace. You're choosing not to believe something. You're choosing not to stay in an emotional state, and you're choosing not to hold on to negative beliefs. And every time you choose not to believe or choose not to feel this way, each balloon pops. And they pop until there's no balloons left. And when they finish popping, you notice that they were like a wall. And beyond this wall is a yellow brick road. And your higher self is telling you that now that you have cleared this block, you can move and walk forward towards everything that you want to build and create, towards your goals and dreams. Just walk forward. There's nothing else in your way. Trust that this is going to work out for you, and you can trust me, trust this process, and see how life opens up for you. And you thank your higher self and decide that you're going to do this journey and start to walk forward. And your higher self walks with you, reassuring you that when you trust yourself and you let go of your old beliefs and you let go of negative emotions and unresolved conflict, you truly can go out and build this year in 2026. As you continue on this walk, you see that every little action you take towards your goals now builds into big, beautiful creations, big, beautiful dreams. And they all start with each little step. Each little step. You can see down in the future what's down in the path is is your dreams coming to fruition. And that every step forward you take builds them up a little bit higher each time. And you walk forward excited for what's to come and knowing that you're on your way. And with that, you thank your higher self, who reminds you that they're always with you. And you're ready to come back to see how it all plays out in the physical realm. So on the count, we're going to count backwards from 3 and come back. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and open your eyes. And I hope you guys enjoyed that today. Please like and subscribe. And stay tuned here for more meditations in the future.